It's been a roller coaster, a living roller coaster, living with anxiety, fear, stress, not knowing what's going to happen, when it's going to happen.
The emotions come and go, and being good to yourself is really hard to do because there's a lot of hard stuff there in this disease.
Welcome. In this video, we will talk about useful tools to help you be prepared to care for an adult living with multiple sclerosis, also known as MS. We will discuss what to expect and strategies to help you cope. You may not always feel prepared for this role as a partner and caregiver for an individual living with MS, but know there are many skilled professionals and MS caregivers to help you. We will look at this role in two ways: everyday living with MS and advanced care. In everyday living, we talk about what every individual diagnosed with MS may experience. Advanced care speaks to when a person with MS needs substantial help with daily activities, such as bathing, eating, medication management, and more. Those diagnosed with a progressive form of MS may well experience the need for advanced care sooner than those with other types of MS. Let's start with a brief overview of MS. MS is a lifelong, unpredictable autoimmune disease that causes lesions in the brain and spinal cord. MS occurs when the immune system attacks nerve fibers and myelin, the protective fatty covering of our nerves, causing inflammation. The resulting scar tissue blocks electrical signals to the brain, disrupting normal body movement and function. MS can cause various symptoms, including vision loss, pain, fatigue, and trouble with coordination and movement. These symptoms will not only differ from person to person, but they can also range in severity and duration. Some may live symptom-free most of their lives, while others have to navigate severe symptoms that never go away.
Cognitively, he could be okay, and then there's times he could just sit all day on the bed and just kind of be half there.
He needs help getting in and out of bed, getting dressed, getting bathed. He needs sometimes help with eating, which is kind of the new thing. His hands have started kind of not working.
Currently, MS remains a diagnosis of exclusion, where other potential causes of symptoms are ruled out before an MS diagnosis is made. It is estimated that of those diagnosed with MS, over 80% have the relapsing remitting RRMS type. In this form, MS attacks, which are a flare-up of disease symptoms, may occur every so often amid periods of relief. It can be weeks or even years between episodes. Over time, the RRMS type can turn into a secondary progressive form of MS, where the disease advances at a slow, steady, unrelenting pace. This can occur more often for those who are not benefiting from treatment. About 10% of individuals are diagnosed with a primary progressive form of MS, where the disease worsens over time without periods of relief. MS can occur in both adults and children. While there is no cure for MS yet, it's not considered a fatal disease, and people diagnosed with MS may have the same life expectancy as the general public. Longevity can depend on the type of MS diagnosed and the type of treatment that is being received. Research is underway to find innovative approaches to treat MS. Findings suggest medications can have the most impact if taken as soon as the disease is diagnosed. Here are 6 key takeaways for caregivers of individuals living with MS. Get support early. This is a role that requires flexibility, patience, and being attuned to disease symptoms that can be easily misdiagnosed. Connect with knowledgeable health and medical providers to learn about treatment options, lifestyle interventions, and current research. Learn about the type of MS diagnosed. Make sure that your medical, legal, and estate plan preferences are up to date. Find and use local resources and services. And please, Make time to take care of yourself. Helping an individual living with MS can be confusing. It's important that you seek out information and professionals to help you answer any questions that you may have. People living with MS will benefit from a healthcare team comprised of a primary care doctor, a neurologist, and a nurse. At times, you might find it beneficial to also get help from a social worker, physical therapist, occupational therapist, or registered dietitian. Although some people with MS will decide to solely follow standard medical management of the disease, a growing body of research is showing that also pursuing lifestyle changes can impact the course of the disease. As a caregiver, you can join the person with MS by cooking and eating healthy meals, walking outdoors together, creating an environment to get adequate sleep, and seeking counseling for mental health support. Fatigue, a common symptom of MS, can make doing things together challenging. For example, while you or I might feel re-energized after having a good night's sleep, a person with MS may wake up still feeling exhausted. Don't let this be a barrier. Instead, seek out ways where rest periods are built in so that you can both enjoy your time together.
For us, the cocktail once a week really kind of just, makes it a special thing. And that's kind of when we talk about, he'll talk about his stuff more.
When the person with MS is struggling physically or emotionally, you may find yourself torn between wanting to assist them to make things easier or waiting for the person to navigate the problem on their own or ask for your help. Experiencing these feelings is normal. Being available to talk with the person you care for about fears related to the disease and providing assurance that you are in this together can go a long way towards making everyone feel more comfortable and confident moving forward. As changes occur, it is common to feel grief about witnessing deterioration in physical and mental functions. This can be felt by both you and the person you care for throughout the course of MS.
Roller coaster, anxiety, fear, anger, it hits you in different times, in different ways. It's not personal, and it's really hard.
Many caregivers find journaling to be a useful way to document their feelings. Writing down your thoughts can help raise questions, fears, and new ways of doing things. Physical exercise, prayer, meditation, relaxation exercises, support groups, and talking one-on-one with a friend or counselor can help you stay well. Finding ways to reduce stress is a priority for MS caregivers. Take time to do things you find fun and fulfilling. MS affects everyone in the family in different ways. This includes you as the caregiver, the person with MS, relatives, and friends. Each will require their own kind of support. As MS advances, or a major relapse is experienced, it is common for caregivers to feel especially isolated and overwhelmed. Caregiver support groups can offer a safe environment to share your experiences and learn from others in similar situations. Support groups are usually free and can be online or in person. Don't wait to ask for help. There are effective ways to help you cope with your feelings.
It makes a big difference knowing you're not alone and other people are dealing with things at least as bad or worse. But it definitely makes me appreciate what I have.
The most important thing is making sure you have your ducks in order, because if something happens, then you immediately have the paperwork and you can take care of business.
Take some time for yourself. Respite can come from having a family member, friend, or in-home care professional allow you time to rest and replenish your energy. You can also create self-care moments throughout the day by taking small, intentional breaks for yourself, even if it's just 15 minutes, to drink a cup of tea, exercise, or engage in another enjoyable activity of your choice. Call a friend to meet you for coffee or join you for a nature hike. If you need more time off and the person you care for needs more assistance than what a friend or aide can provide, there are out-of-home respite options like adult day programs or short-term stays in a care residence.
I've come to realize now that I need to be here more and he needs more help, then I really have to set my time aside to be able to get out of the house.
Some signs you need a break include a persistent ache or rash that doesn't go away. Your blood pressure is rising. A health condition you have worsens. You have trouble sleeping. You're feeling anxious, irritable, and less patient. Or you're turning to alcohol or drugs in an effort to relieve your stress. Remember, if the individual with MS needs an increasing amount of care, it's easy to put off your own health care needs. Be sure to take care of your physical and emotional well-being. Keep your doctor or therapist appointments, visit with friends, and do activities you enjoy. Self-care benefits both you and the person you care for. Because MS can cause motor changes, it's important to identify potential hazards that may exist in the home. A person diagnosed with a progressive form of MS may lose a significant degree of balance and mobility and will need help with basic personal care, such as bathing, using the bathroom, and dressing. With relapsing remitting MS, a person may need help during a major relapse or attack, but then recover to near or full normalcy. A physical therapist can do an assessment and suggest modifications, such as installing bathroom grab bars for getting in and out of the shower. An occupational therapist can help identify ways to manage daily activities, such as cooking and eating. They also have an extensive knowledge about assistive devices. For safety outside of the home, consider recommending that the individual with MS carry identification, a card or ID bracelet identifying that they have MS and who to contact in an emergency. If the individual with MS begins to experience problems with cognition or thinking, reasoning, or remembering, a neurologist can perform a brief screening to identify what might be causing the problem. The doctor may recommend a neuropsychologist to perform a more complete cognitive evaluation and assist with rehabilitation and helpful coping strategies. In some cases, depression, side effects from medications, and even interactions between medications can mimic cognitive problems and can be treated. A registered dietitian can provide guidance on nutrition to help prevent or manage issues often associated with MS, such as fatigue and weight gain. Palliative care is a type of supportive healthcare to improve the quality of life for people with chronic conditions without resorting to aggressive treatments. Palliative care teams can help a person to manage symptoms and reduce suffering. A time may come when the person with MS requires a higher level of care than can be provided at home. Moving the person to a full-time skilled care facility can be a tough decision, but a necessary one. You may feel like you failed or that you're breaking a promise, even when you know placement will provide more safety and needed care than what you can provide. It's helpful to get a list of local residences that you can visit. Hospice services are designed to support individuals towards the end of life. Care can be provided wherever the person resides, at home or in a care residence. Hospice includes visiting nurses, pain management, and personal care. Hospice may also provide spiritual grief and bereavement support, as well as respite for family caregivers. Hospice is a Medicare benefit, and individuals are eligible when a doctor has determined a patient has 6 months or less to live. You can ask the doctor for a referral to begin services, or hospice can assist you in getting a referral from the doctor if the individual is eligible. Get support early. This is a caregiving role that requires flexibility, patience, and being attuned to disease symptoms that can easily be misdiagnosed. Connect with knowledgeable health and medical providers. Learn about new treatment options, lifestyle interventions, and research. Learn about the type of MS diagnosed. Make sure that your medical, legal, and estate plan preferences are up to date. Find local resources and services to help. And please make time to take care of yourself. Find out more about all of the topics addressed on the Multiple Sclerosis Caregiving Resource Guide and by contacting your local MS support organization and medical team.
You just have to be patient. You have to be loving. You have to try to be understanding. Also go seek help and don't think you don't need it, because you will need it.
Again, you want to do everything, but at the same time, you need to try to find that happy balance. And it works with the cocktail, or just that time together